Chapter 13, The Room. You careen toward the MGHQ, flying at your top speed. As you approach, everything appears to be normal. There doesn't seem to be a raging battle like you expected. Though you do make out the glint of something bright on one of the upper residential terraces, so you head out there and land with a thud. Then your eyes bulge as you see that there are flames raging inside the apartment. Through the thick plumes of smoke, you think you can make out an oil painting of black magic going up in flames. I wonder if oil paintings are way more flammable than other paintings. He must be trapped inside. But how? You thought black magic could do anything with his powers. And where's the rest of the group? The only thing you can think is that someone very powerful, with a capital P, and a way to contain black magic. And if that's the case, you may be way out of your league here. So what do you do? Generate a strong energy shield and break inside. That seems potentially reckless. Call for backup. Who? Let's see if Processor is online. I like that plan. Processor, are you active? You scream. When there's no response, you realize that her systems must be down. Perhaps this attack is even more extensive than you thought. You raise your me chip mentally, commanding Algernon to call the group's emergency line. You hope Rebellion or the Diva answers, and not someone inclined to ignore you. Taserface! You hear a black magic scream from inside, choking through coughs. I'm trapped in the bedroom, there's not much air! Is this all an elaborate ruse, some illusion? Like, it's not actually black magic, it's actually some sort of like Mysterio type character. Without thinking, you wrap yourself in a stanky bean energy cocoon. Hoping there's enough oxygen enclosed to keep you breathing, you crash into the apartment. You can barely see through all the smoke and flames, but you manage to work your way deeper inside. You find yourself in what you think is the bedroom when suddenly you hear a massive explosion pound from somewhere nearby. You brace yourself for impact until you realize that the explosion isn't one of fire. Instead, it's a technological explosion as the room begins to twist and distort. The flames vanish, the smoke clears, and the room grows temperate, the intense flash of heat cooling. Before you can process this, however, you spot Black Magic on the bed. He wears black and gold boxer briefs modeled after his costume. He looks like he belongs in an underwear ad. Mostly in all the right places. What the slugger is going on here? Thanks, Processor, Black Magic says. Your little show worked like a charm. You're most welcome, Processor responds through the walls. I can sense Taserface's presence, so I am initiating privacy settings, level red. And then it all clicks. Processor is capable of controlling all of the MGHQ systems. She must have put on a holographic show and altered the room's temperature, making it appear as if a fire was raging inside Black Magic's apartment to lure you in. You're distracted from this thought, however, as your eyes settle on the beads of sweat accumulating on Black Magic's chest. My eyes are up here, Black Magic says, standing up. I don't appreciate this deception, quite frankly. I'm not going to respond to this positively, I don't think. Why did you do all this? I wanted to thank you for saving my life, Black Magic continues, drawing his finger across your arm. What do you think about that? We've got 3 options to essentially encourage him. We can back away. Nothing's gonna happen here. Yeah, nothing's gonna happen here. I'm sorry. I want something to happen with you, Black Magic, but this is weird, and I don't want to encourage this kind of behavior in the future, quite frankly. Well, maybe not nothing, just not everything, that's for sure. Oh, I have no choice. You're not ready for that. It's okay, Black Magic says, reading your face. We can take it slow if you want. Then, Black Magic kisses you, and it feels more perfect than you could possibly imagine. Later. Well, that was fast. You lie in Black Magic's enormous bed, staring out of his window watching the sunset. You feel dizzy with happiness, like you're in a dream. Your encounter with the Wisp seems like ages ago, despite the dull ache still lingering from all the bone breaking and healing. Hit a name, did he? These time jumps are hard to track sometimes. Right now, Black Magic is off in the kitchen, whipping up your favorite junk food. You try your hardest. Is it a Twinkie Wiener sandwich? Probably. You try your hardest to soak up this moment, to freeze time for as long as possible. A task Black Magic might actually be capable of, come to think of it. Why can't life always be like this? When Black Magic does finally return, a tray of amazing food hovers beside him, including pancakes and french fries. He also pulls a present out from under the bed and hands it to you. I bought this for you, Black Magic says, since my first thank you didn't go over exactly as expected. Not quite sure what to say, you unwrap the present to find a top-level flight enhancer, the Cruise Pro Twin Grav Bracelets. This costume upgrade will allow you to access your flight powers without draining any of your power level, which is unbelievable. Especially because this upgrade also happens to cost tens of thousands of dollars. This is incredible, thank you so much. Like I said, I owed you, Black Magic says with a smile. I hope you enjoy it. You look down at the box, thinking that you can't wait to test the bracelets out and see how they look with your costume. Oh, I also got you a me-chip personality bundle, Black Magic says, sitting back down on the bed. Algernon will have new look options and... But you're distracted from what he is saying as Black Magic's me-chip, Kadabra, appears holographically in your mind. He's a gorgeous golden retriever who currently holds a package in his mouth, which me-chip Algernon promptly appears to accept. Oh dearie me, you must thank Black Magic for me, me-chip Algernon says, suddenly wearing a brand new Prada suit. This fabric is absolutely divine. Me-chip Kadabra barks and winks at Algernon, then runs out of sight. I don't... Thank you so much. Oh, sorry, it's me. Thank you so much, you say to Black Magic, beside yourself with gratitude. It seems he can give you the things you've always dreamed of having in every way, a notion you find as terrifying as you do exciting. Oh, don't get all weepy on me, Black Magic says. It was nothing compared to what you did for me. You smile back at Black Magic, and all you can think is, how can this really be happening? 3 hours later, you're still in bed with Black Magic, talking about anything and everything. You can't remember the last time you spent this much time with someone, and still it has felt like only a few minutes have gone by. Lying here with Black Magic, you feel oddly at home. It's not a feeling you're used to. I don't know, you say. What do I want most in life? That's a really tough one. Well, I certainly know my answer, Black Magic says, playing with your hair. Fine, then let's both say it on the count of 3. 1, 2... I want to say my parents. Why would we say it at the same time? I mean, this is super awkward, because there's no way he's going to say to see my parents. What do I want most in life? Most in life. I feel like this story set this up as it should be my primary driving factor. I mean, obviously you can roleplay it as whatever you want. But I'm gonna stick with this. I feel like that's the truest to characters so far. To find love, Black Magic says at the same time. Awkward! What a surprise. Wait, what happened to your parents? Black Magic says, causing you to freeze. You've gotten so comfortable with Black Magic, you totally forgot that he doesn't know who you really are. You've even kept your mask on this entire time. Kinky. You start searching your brain for an answer, don't like talking about it. Oh, alright, Black Magic says, trying to seem unaffected. This has been nice, Black Magic starts. Ever since I became a celebrity, it's been really hard to find people to trust. Everyone seems to want something from me instead of just wanting me. You just smile at Black Magic, afraid you might say the wrong thing. By the way, I've been wanting to ask you this, you say, rolling onto your side. Hopefully I'm not prying, but... So many options, so many good options. Story with him and Diva, story with him and Madame Vice. Why do you look so much like Paul Newman? Sure, let's do that one. Oh, you don't want to hear about that, Black Magic says, sitting up. Your eyes drop. Clearly, he doesn't want to tell you about this. But hey, Black Magic says, able to read you perfectly. How would you like to know what my first name is? Really? You'd tell me that? Only if you tell me yours, that way neither of us can go tattling the other, Black Magic says, holding out his pinky. Deal, you say, extending your pinky for a swear. On the count of 3 again? Fine. 1, 2, Black Magic starts. Think fast! Do you trust Black Magic with your real name? I do, at this point. Foe, you say, just as Black Magic says, Lucas. That's really pretty, you say. Lucas, I like it. Oh, I almost forgot, Black Magic says, changing the subject. I've been meaning to tell you this, but it kept slipping my mind. You have to thank your friend for me, the one who wears that Kevlar bodysuit. What? You ask, freezing. She wouldn't tell me her name, but she's the only one who approached me and told me to come looking for you at the static case. Obviously that worked out very well. You stand up, beginning to pace. Why didn't you tell me that sooner? I told you, it slipped my mind, Black Magic says defensively. Why? Who is she? Some nut named Prodigal. She's the one who destroyed the Gravitas. I thought she might have a thing for me. This definitely confirms it. Wait, what? Black Magic says. She seemed like she was a friend of yours, like she knew you really well. I didn't even think to question her. I just I need a second, you say, walking toward the bathroom before Black Magic can say anything else. This is impossible. Why did Prodigy send Black Magic looking for you to help with the static case? Especially after destroying the Gravitas. Maybe she isn't after you. Maybe she's just using you to take down the Splice Circle. If not, what is she playing at, pulling all these strings? You throw water on your face and force yourself to snap out of it. You're not going to let Prodigy ruin this night for you. No, you can sort this all out later with Jenny. Right now, you're going to enjoy your time with Black Magic. You reach for a towel blindly, water still dripping from your face. Your hand gropes against the wall, and to your surprise, you feel something click under your fingers. With a soft whoosh, a door appears in the center of the wall, swinging slightly ajar. What the? You start to say, dripping water all over the floor as you stare at the opening in the wall. What could be inside? Black Magic clearly wanted to keep it hidden. What do you think it could be? If Black Magic keeps this hidden, it must be something important. Let's betray all that trust. Unable to tame your curiosity, you peer inside and find a small closet leading to a teleportation door. Through the milky fluid portal, you can make out another room. You walk forward to see if you can get a better look, but as you do, an intense sucking feeling pulls you through and spits you out on the other side. What's taking you so? No! You hear Black Magic scream, and suddenly he sucks into the room next to you. But it's too late. You've already taken in the scene. You stand in a comfortably decorated bedroom with no windows or doors, save for the teleportation portal you just came through. There are 4 large beds against 2 opposite walls. Is it like Tron Chocolate Factory times 2? 4? The 2 beds to your right are occupied by twin girls with special needs. What does that mean? They both have long blonde hair and wear pink dresses, wet stains of drool pooled on the collars. Ah. You slowly turn to the opposite wall and find the 3rd bed is occupied by a comatose middle-aged man. An elderly woman sleeps in the last bed, snoring softly. Your eyes stay fixed, however, on a large vat in the center of the room, which glows gold with shining liquid. The vat is attached to each of the bedridden occupants by some kind of organic umbilical cord. Is he like harvesting their power to power his magic somehow? You try to speak, but are interrupted by the pink girls, who moan and clap their hands at your arrival. Oh no. Black Magic chokes at your side, his eyes wide. What is this? You whisper, a sick feeling creeping into your stomach. No one knows, not even Processor, Black Magic mutters to himself. The protective enchantments must have... That's my guard down. Wasn't thinking. No one knows what, you ask. Lucas, what is this? Black Magic takes a deep breath and walks over to the nearest bed, parting the girl's hair and causing her to coo. They're given the best care here. I visit them every day, Black Magic says, looking at the girl instead of you. They're as happy here as they would be anywhere else. Who are these people? Why are you keeping them here, you ask, still bewildered. They're all supposed to be dead. At least their families think so. Not that they care enough to think otherwise. These people are unwanted, left for dead. I'm always careful when I choose. Answer me now! For several moments, the only sound comes from the faint pumping of the strange, slimy vat in the center of the room. You try to breathe through your mouth since the room smells stale and sick. Black Magic finally looks at you. He starts trying to find the right words. My powers let me do anything. I don't know if magic really exists, but I think my powers are what magic would feel like if it did. What my powers really let me do is play with the laws of the universe somehow. They allow me to harness life force itself, it seems. As Black Magic speaks, you start to piece things together. Oh no. But I can't create that force, I can only manipulate it. And my own life force is so little. It isn't enough. It keeps my abilities too limited. If I was ever going to make it to the big leagues, I needed to do more. I needed more power, so you keep these people here against their will and drain their life forces to fuel your power? You finish. It's not like that, Black Magic shouts. They're in comas or worse. They can't move or think. They're not alive, not like you and me. I give their lives value. I'd never use their life forces for anything other than good. I wouldn't. Black Magic shrieks echo against the wall, causing one of the twins to cry. Black Magic tries to calm himself, stroking the girl's hair. I never take enough to hurt them, he speaks in barely a whisper. I could take from anyone, but I don't. That sounds like a pretty good power, too. Do you know how tempting it is to lose control? To draw the life force out of everyone around me? To take all that power and make the world how I want it? But I don't do that. I won't, ever. This is the only alternative. You stare at Black Magic, who is now started to tremble. Please, Foe, you have to understand, Black Magic begs. I had no choice. You continue to stare at Black Magic, but all you can see is your own desire for success reflected back at you. Is this how you look to others on your mad climb to become a legend? If it came down to it, what would you be willing to do to succeed? Would you do what black magic did? I don't think I'll ever be alright with this, quite frankly. Don't you see, you continue? This is just, you're like a ghoul, a vampire. The problem for me is there's a lack of consent here, and, like, he's not hurting the people, allegedly, by restricting their life force, but he's keeping them trapped. People think they're dead. Presumably these people, I don't know, it's giving him too much power, too much say in these people's lives that I don't think he deserves. It's all too much. All black magic can do is shudder. If you can't understand, he says, please don't tell anyone. I'd be ruined. Suddenly, it makes sense why black magic's origins remain so shrouded in mystery. He doesn't want anyone finding out about the secret source of his powers. Finally breaking, black magic begins to sob, clutching the bedridden girl tightly. The sight sends a shiver through you. I have to go, you say, the smell of the room causing you to feel queasy. Without another word, you move toward the teleportation door. Black magic doesn't stop you. Next chapter. Unto others. I mean, quite frankly, I feel like black magic, granted this wouldn't be as widely effective as being magical, but if he just ran around draining life force, maybe not all of it, but bits from bad guys as he was fighting them, that seems like it would be pretty dang useful, but I don't know. That's just bad guy talk though. He's talking like a bad guy, so I do not condone that sort of thing.